This is a response video. Let's just get to the point. Why you should go through an ugly phase as a girl. What do I mean by that? Okay, so here's the deal. It is not very hard to go to Sephora and get a face beat. It's not very hard to go to a wax center and, get things waxed, okay? It isn't very hard to make a hair appointment and go get a blowout. But you know what is really hard? Establishing a baseline for your life, like just having like a place to live, like enough money to afford like a phone, maybe getting like a car or something like that. Like having like your shit together. That is a little more difficult. It takes like more time, more effort. That's hard. And being pretty is expensive. Let's be real about it. Like being pretty is expensive. Like you see these braids, right? Like I need to re-braid the braids because they look just fucked up right now. They look bad. But also the maintenance is zero. Like, I don't do anything. I just wake up and then I like go to work. But they're even starting to be like too tacky for like work. Like all that is just new growth, just growing right out, right? Um so definitely not having like a hot girl summer, rat girl summer, or whatever. But here's another thing. I see this online a lot. Like I'll see a lot of women, they'll be like a little bit like overweight. I kind of can tell what it looks like. You can see it in people's faces. You can see it in their, like the fat on their arms, or maybe they have a gut. And just like I am currently working like with a nutritionist, so I might make a video about like some stuff that I've learned. I've been an athlete like earlier in my life, so some shit I like already know, but like other things it's like okay, can definitely use like a refresher here to be able to like understand, generally like what to do and what not to do. But I think a lot of people are like going on dates before they're like ready to go on dates. That's the cat. um like be ready to have something to contribute before you're trying to get out there and go on dates. Like maybe try for like 2 months to have a regular exercise routine, a regular like diet routine, a regular like money routine, just so that you can like have some sort of baseline for yourself. Like here's how much dinners normally cost for me, here's how much, and also like, I mean, I think as a woman you should just realize like it's going to cost money to date. Like be ready to be pretty, right? Get your hair done, go get things waxed, go get your nails done, go and get things done. uh Feminine services if you want to date as like a female and attract like males, because they are like looking for pretty, and you can buy pretty at Sephora and at the nail shop and at the hair shop. You know what I'm saying? But before you do that, maybe just go through an ugly phase for a minute where you just like don't do that stuff, and you just kind of like deal with your, not deal with it like it's a problem, but you maintain your natural beauty and have some sort of like maintenance routine, low maintenance routine, to have a baseline of beauty so that you can like get to the next level. Like let's say you are like 20 pounds overweight or something. So you have this goal of like losing the 20 pounds, but then you also need to like maintain your job, and you need to like, maintain a diet and a exercise routine and all of these. You have to keep going with your life, but you also want to like meet your weight goals. And so you have to like incrementally do that over some time, and you will get there. And that's fine. It's fine to have that. Like you don't have to get to the end goal on day 1. It doesn't have to be like a one day you're just, you should be like okay with like, I think that's another thing about social media that I think is kind of weird. Like why don't people just have more like regular pictures of themselves being like, it's me, hi, I'm just in a t-shirt walking around in a Birkenstock. And then I mean, I understand if you want to like put on a dress or something, go out, that's nice too, but you like don't have to do that. Like you can do that sometimes, and then the other times you're like, more regular. You know what I mean? Hopefully that makes some sense because there really is like some rhyme to my reason here. I saw that and I wanted to come on and say that because I really do think that's important. I also just pivot because I'm not gonna probably make a full video about this. One thing that I think is interesting with everything that's happening in politics right now is this idea of like passport bros. I saw another video by Shayna Khan, she's great, who posted a video about this, but I guess they made a new law that even if you are an American and you marry someone who's not an American, they don't automatically get a green card anymore. So the law has changed and it and I think that changes quite a lot of things because like in a lot of American males' minds, American women are the problem. Like, oh, they're so masculine, they're so this and that. But America has a cost of living that's like higher than everywhere else. And American women are forced to like meet the bar some kind of way. You have to do it by, I don't know how people are doing, honestly. There's a million different ways that, women and people in general are figuring out a way to get by, but they're doing that and that's hard. And people in the developing world, a lot of women aren't working at all. So, like, working isn't even a part of the equation. They're just like living at home. They're poor, but they're like just living at home. So, like, the biggest decisions that they will make is like, what man will they mate with? That's like the only decision that they ever make in life. So it's a pretty big decision. So for some American men who are just like really hoping for like the woman who that's the one decision that she has to make. It's like American women don't really that's not the thing. Like you have a lot of little decisions to make. Oh, where am I going to go to college? Oh, what car am I going to drive? Oh, which apartment building am I going to live with? Ooh, and who, am I going to get a roommate? Oh, this and that. You just have like so many fucking decisions to make all the time and you kind of have to keep shit going to keep things afloat. So it's a lot harder, a lot more decisions to make. But I think what we're going to see is kind of like because these men are going to have to do something. So if it really is that they are so fascinated by women from other countries, they're going to have to move to those other countries and then like be with the women there because they can't bring them here. They're going to get deported because this new law that was passed, I think like June 24th or something. It was passed like super recently. I think a lot of people are going to start having different conversations about American women. Um, and the funny part about this is I don't think it has much to do with like purity politics because I think that there's okay, so part of it is like so many women have like opted out. Like they are just no longer a part of the dating pool. They're not like they're like completely like child free, men free. They're just not even a part of the options, right? And so these women are there and there's the men just kind of I feel like for a long time they just feel like all the women are a part like, oh well, if I don't get this one, I can get this one. I don't want to get this one, I can get they feel like there was this hierarchy they can just keep going down. Like some woman was just gonna be like, okay, fine. And now like half of the women have been like, actually we'd rather do absolutely nothing in the American market. That's why you have those apps and stuff where there's like 80% dudes on the apps and like nobody else is on. Like no women are on the apps at all. Like oh god, it's so good. It's like funny. It's like also not funny. It's just kind of like it's a sad a little bit, but it's also just like ironic. I don't know. It's all the things all at once. Anyway, something to think about.